Once that happened and we moved to the Bronx, I moved across the street from the drummer that's called Pumpkin. He's probably one of the first hip hop drummers. If you go back to the Treacherous 3, he's playing that. He's playing all that. He's right. I'm playing his drums. Then up the street, it was my oldest friend, DJ Greg Scree, who introduced me to Kool Herc. So now, I'm in. It just all makes sense. James Brown, I danced with him. I did the dance. I learned how to play the drums. I learned how to hold a mic. It just all added up to me becoming an MC and me becoming who I am today. 61, a guy that never wrote a rhyme but just can flow. So that was just great, man. 1977, I finally go to high school after all of that fits in. And when I'm in high school, I got classmates that know Kool Herc. Now, you'll hear a lot of stories about who started hip hop, who was there, who was not, were Jamaicans there, were Puerto Ricans there. Jamaicans were there. They had to be there. My whole crew were Jamaican. It was a time in the Bronx and New York where a lot of West Indians moved there. They were there. You might have not known some of them were Jamaican because they didn't use their accents, but trust me, Flag, how could Jamaicans and West Indians not be a part when Herc is Jamaican? How could, you know what I mean? Flash is from Barbados. How could they not, and then the Puerto Ricans were there as well. They weren't thick like us, but they were there. Pointed thing, right quick, let me jump to this part. I hate jumping around. Breakdancing. I don't know if you ever, when you see B-boys and breakdancing, you mostly see Hispanic. Or, now. And what started happening, it started getting dangerous, first of all. People were breaking their necks. We tried it, spinning on our head. We was like, no, we're not messing with that. And we started getting older, and which was, hey, y'all, welcome. What's good, babe? We started getting older. That's my man right there. Ooh, shout out. We started getting older, so it was like, girls don't want to see you breakdancing on a, it was childish. And we wanted to be inside the discos, but we couldn't. They wouldn't let us in. And to me, why I say 1977 was the most powerful year in hip hop, New York was broke. I mean, broke. The government, they wouldn't bail us out. It was horrible. It was just horrible. And the summer was one of the hottest summers. So now you got 1977, one of the hottest summers. You got the blackout. You got the Son of Sam going on, this serial guy doing things. You got us broke. They cut all the programs. So we're just out in the streets.
Bronx on fire.
Right, they're burning buildings. So literally, without that outlet, who knows where all of these kids, including myself, would be if we didn't go into these parks and jam out. You know what I'm saying? We had to. We just had to. But what happened, once the blackout happened, they started looting. So that next week, everybody was a DJ. Everybody had equipment. No, serious shit. They hit all those stores. Every other block had equipment. You was like, wait a minute. Everybody, we had clothes. And here we go. My dad, you can't leave the block. Do this. So anyway, that was very, very critical in 1977, which was, to me, they say, let's go to 1973, where they say is the birth. Kool Herc's party. It was a great party. It was a party. I was 8, so definitely I wasn't there. But it wasn't like, hip hop didn't form until to me, 77, 78, 79, the way it got. Before it was all DJ. It was all about the DJ. It was all about everybody wanted to be a DJ. MC, the rapper would say one or two things, but nobody was really rhyming. So to say it, and there was a lot of other DJs doing certain things as well, like Herc. But the story I'm going with, Herc put me on the mic when I was 15. I have respect for him. He's, that's how I'm going with the story. But if you listen to other people, it can change. It was a collective effort, It was a collective of, so once that happened, everybody has a crew. So now I go to high school, and the high school I went to was an all-boys school, DeWitt Clinton, and they had a rumor like if you go to, once again, I forgot y'all wasn't here, I was like 5 in high school, man. So they had a rumor if you go in the bathroom by yourself, you're gonna get attacked. I'm like, So for the first week, I'm not going to the bathroom. So one dude, he's like, yo, he said, don't believe that. So me and him hit it off. Make a long story short, we're in a lunch cafeteria, and I say this rhyme that my friend in junior high school gave me. It went, hello, my mellows, my name is Joey, transmitted to you from the third galaxy. Now, everybody used the rhyme, but at that time, I'm thinking it's my rhyme, because he gave it to me. I don't know anything about it. So they was like, wow, we gotta go, you gotta meet Mark. Now, I met a gentleman, we go over to his house, his name was Mark James, rest in peace to Mark Howard James. You might know him as the 45 King. He produced Stand for Eminem, and he also produced Hard Knock Life for Jay-Z, and some other things. And he discovered Queen Latifah. So we go over to his house, and his name was DJ Mark, and he had just left. My favorite crew was Breakout in the Funky Four. So he was starting a crew, and I said the rhyme, but I didn't know I had never said it to music. So he puts on a break beat, and I'm trying to say it, and it's just not gelling, and a couple of more times, and finally it clicks. And then that's what gave me the flow, so I always credit him for giving me that flow. I got a little cocky, because I was, I had the little thing, and there was some other guys, so obviously they want me in the crew, they kicked me out of the crew, and then I joined another crew. Now, by that time, I had joined, I'm still in Clinton, I don't know if you ever heard of Zulu Nation. Right, so I joined the Zulu Nation. I had a choice, it was different crews, 9 crew, Casanovas, or the Zulus. So I joined the Zulus, and the initiation was things you had to do, and after, I was like, man, that's way too much. I told the leader, I said, man, I ain't doing that last one. He's like, you got it. I said, I'm not doing it, so I left, and joined the, I couldn't follow, man. Even though I was small and I probably needed protection, I just had to be my own. So I joined another crew, and that's when we just did great things, man. We were the first crew out of the Bronx to go to Brooklyn. Now, you've heard of Grandmaster Flash. Before him, the first Grandmaster was a DJ by the name of Grandmaster Flowers. He was legendary. He played a lot of disco, but he was legendary. So we do a party, which was the biggest mistake of our lives in Brooklyn. And like I said, they used to have flyers that would tell us where to go. So the park jams, you would hear music, or they would say, hey, they jamming on the block, and everybody would go. But once it got inside the clubs or the schools, they would give you flyers, so you would know it's at there, it's at the Matter, it's at the shop over here, it's at different places, you just show up. So on the flyer, they had Bronx versus Brooklyn. And if you know anything about New York and boroughs, that's like saying East Coast, West Coast. Let's put it like that. So it's 13 of us. We go down there happy, we do our thing, we rock, everything's going great. Grandmaster Flowers, after we get off, say, hey, to me, come back, I want you to rhyme off of this. And he played this song, Love Is a Message, one of his favorite songs. I rhymed, no problem, I leave. A little Brooklyn guy comes, he said, y'all did good, but they're gonna F y'all up when y'all get outside. So I started telling my crew, and they was like, nah, I'm telling y'all, man, they're gonna jump us when we get outside. So we all say, let's stick together. We had this one Jamaican guy named Mr. Bond. I tell him, first of all, he wore the wrong attire. He wore a white 3-piece suit with a big Godfather hat in Brooklyn, bright, and we're like, dude, so we say, stick together. He said, the blood clot, man. I said, me walk alone. I said, okay. No, man. So we're walking, I look, I see this white thing go by me, it's him. He's running, he got his hat in his hand. I've never seen a person's knees get up that high. He was one of the, so I look around, and back it's like 60 to 70 Brooklyn dudes. little ones, big ones, Adidas, no laces, the whole New York undercover, that whole thugged out, we getting ready to, yeah. Cops is laughing at us, looking at it. I'm like, yo, y'all don't see them. So